It has been over 3 months since the passing of mainland Chinese star Yu Menglong, yet to this day, no one has been held accountable. The case seems to have been intentionally left as a white void, a blank space in the public record. But questions and doubts don't just vanish, they have only grown louder. The public's demand for the truth, for the case to be reopened, and for the perpetrators to be brought to justice has become a movement that cannot be erased. Fans and netizens alike are finding creative ways to keep the pressure on, refusing to let his memory be buried. With the release of The Yoga Force, we see a reflection of this struggle on screen. Countless, powerless, ordinary individuals like tiny ants moving in unison. They are pouring every ounce of their strength into supporting a small fish, desperate to keep it from being swallowed by the darkness. In that moment, the cynical saying that a billion ants can't make a wave completely falls apart because the wave is already here. While the truth remains submerged, the primary suspect, Chen Duling, has reportedly been spotted by witnesses in Taiwan, living a life of leisure and freedom. Meanwhile, the name of actress Chen Duling has surfaced alongside another suspect, Fan Shiki, reigniting public fear that celebrities may be living under constant, shadow-like surveillance. Does what happened to Yu Menglong today reflect what awaits us all tomorrow? That is the question this era can no longer afford to ignore. Hi guys, it's Sean, and welcome back. It's been over 3 months since Yu Menglong passed away, yet to this day, not a single shred of the real truth has been made public. The case has been left completely hanging, without any real explanation. Instead, the public is expected to just swallow the official version to act as if every other question has already been answered. But when asking questions starts being treated as something dangerous, that's how you know something is seriously wrong, because you never know how deep this hole goes. It's been nearly 4 months since the passing of Chinese star Yu Menglong. However, the wave of doubt and the questions surrounding the cause of his death haven't died down. If anything, they've only intensified as time goes on. Supporters, both at home and abroad, are relentlessly calling on Chinese authorities to take action. Through joint petitions, creative demonstrations, and various other channels, they are demanding that the case be reopened and a full, transparent investigation be conducted to uncover the truth. December 19th marked the 100th day since Yu Menglong's passing. To honor his memory, netizens flooded Baidu's Baizhihao platform with virtual mourning flowers, with the tribute reaching a staggering 8.2 million flowers. To date, the global petition has gathered over 740,000 signatures and counting. In the early hours of September 11th, Yu Menglong died under mysterious circumstances following a fall at the Sunshine Shandong residential complex in Beijing. The case is riddled with inconsistencies and unanswered questions. Yet, the authorities were quick to rule out foul play, rushing to close the case while moving just as fast to silence any public debate or lingering doubts. This has sparked intense public outrage. Shortly after, a wave of leaks began circulating online, all pointing toward a chilling theory: that Yu Menglong met a tragic end because he refused to play by the dark rules of the industry, rules involving the CCP elite and some of the most powerful figures in entertainment. Multiple sources suggest that during his life, Yu Menglong was allegedly subjected to long-term surveillance and endured inhumane treatment. He was also allegedly in possession of key evidence linked to a specific criminal syndicate. There are even claims circulating that he didn't actually die on the day of the incident. Instead, he was reportedly moved between several locations before finally being killed. Rumors suggest that those involved span multiple sectors, from the entertainment industry to high finance circles implicating directors, producers, capital tycoons, and talent managers alike. These are explosive allegations that have sent shockwaves through the public. But in the wake of the tragedy, Yu Menglong supporters have refused to stay silent. They continue to speak out through creative and deeply emotional tributes, demanding that the real facts be brought to light and the truth finally restored. This international wave of solidarity is a testament to the fans' unwavering resolve. It serves as a constant reminder to the world, keeping the spotlight on a single question: will this case ever truly be reopened and reinvestigated? The grief is deeply personal for many. One female fan in mainland China has become a tireless voice for Yu Menglong. Whenever she speaks of him, she is overcome with emotion, unable to hold back her tears. She even went as far as to display a banner at a concert that read, "Menglong, your passing was a grave injustice." Another fan from the mainland carried a portrait of Yu Menglong and a single sunflower as she trekked to the top of Shengyuan Tower in Wenchuan, Sichuan. The video of her journey was captioned with a message that moved countless others to tears. "Don't stop. Keep holding on. The dawn is coming." Yu Menglong is the kind of person who breaks your heart over and over again, yet you still can't bring yourself to let go of his memory. His fans and the online community have been relentless. They refuse to stay silent, constantly demanding justice for everything he was forced to endure. Nowhere is the love for him more evident than in his hometown of Urumqi, Xinjiang. At the Xinyu Luguan Cultural Center, fans unfurled a banner that read, "With you, we live facing the sun." The tributes didn't stop there. In front of a local cinema in his hometown, a massive screen was lit up, dedicated entirely to honoring his memory. Not long ago, Tian Hairong's latest film, My World Without Me, was also pulled from theaters. Despite the setback, his hometown stood firm in its support, a testament to the fact that when you're a son of that soil, your community will always protect and cherish you. One of the things Yu Menglong wanted most before returning home was to sit alone in a theater and watch an old movie, one that had been his favorite back in his school days. He once recalled sitting in those seats, staring up at the big screen and wondering what his future held, dreaming of whether, one day, he would be the one up there on that screen. Hearing that story now is absolutely heartbreaking. For those who care about Yu Menglong, the pain etched into their hearts is a wound that may never truly heal. In the south, a massive digital projection of Yu Menglong lit up the skyline in Hengdian, Zhejiang. Meanwhile, the live broadcast of Urumqi's 974 traffic radio was flooded with messages from supporters. They made it clear that the demand to reopen the case will never be abandoned. They spoke of how one can truly love a city, and they refuse to let these hardships tear them apart. They are here to stay. Even during a major awards ceremony in mainland China, the live stream was hijacked by an outpouring of support. The chat was a wall of slogans. 9/11, reopen the case and investigate. 9/11, reveal the truth and catch the perpetrators. 9/11, real suffering cannot be ignored. Bring back the truth. We won't back down until it's out. One user even left a biting remark. If this is the case, why bother watching movies anymore? We might as well just watch the surveillance. The activism hasn't stopped there. Some netizens have organized a movement to build a memorial for him, while others have taken a more creative, grassroots approach. They've started redesigning snack packaging as a canvas for their support. The style looks innocent and cute at first glance, but the message is a powerful tribute. In the center of the packaging is a small cartoon fish, or a smiley face. But the fine print tells his life story. Date of manufacture, the 15th of June 1988. Origin, Urumqi, Xinjiang. Ingredients, actor, singer, MV director, cellist, pianist, and craft ambassador. It is a brilliant, symbolic form of protest, using the mundane to keep a memory alive and demand justice. In an environment where censorship is suffocating, supporters have moved away from loud or provocative imagery. Instead, they're using something as harmless as food packaging to weave memories, doubts, and a stubborn refusal to forget into the fabric of everyday life. At a glance, it looks like nothing more than an ordinary snack, but in reality, it's a piece of a legacy that refuses to be silenced. These creative acts carry a grief that is heavy and hushed, yet backed by a resolve that never wavers. The moment that truly shook the public was the appearance of the Yu Force. On the screen, you see countless massive hands reaching out to cradle a single, small, golden fish. Thousands, perhaps millions of people, the so-called tiny ants of society, those with no power, no status, and no voice, are all moving in unison. They are pouring every ounce of their strength into one goal, making sure that little fish isn't swallowed by the darkness. This force has no formal structure, no membership list, and no central call to action. Yet, in an instant, it transcended borders, tearing through the Great Firewall, bypassing platform bans, and shattering public taboos. It has created a shockwave that no power, no matter how absolute, can afford to ignore. The CCP elite likely never imagined that the spark for this storm wouldn't come from a rival political family or a red bloodline. Instead, it came from a young actor, a kid from the grassroots with absolutely no political backing. His passing wasn't some quiet burial or a story that just faded away. Instead, it became the fuse that ignited years of suppressed emotion. It tore right through the shell of helplessness that had long paralyzed the tiny ants of society. Perhaps no one would dare repeat that cynical line now. Even a billion ants working together could never create a wave. Because this time, the wave is already here. And the ones holding that little fish high are the very people who were dismissed as insignificant, the ones who are impossible to erase, the people themselves. But it makes you wonder, why did the people choose to find their voice for Yu Menglong? One netizen from mainland China put it perfectly. I'm not a fan of anyone. I'm just an ordinary Chinese citizen trying to find the truth for a fellow countryman who was pure and kind-hearted. The way his story ended shook me to my core. On the surface, it looks like we are demanding the truth for him, but in reality, we are worried about our own future. What he went through today could very well be a shadow of what awaits any of us tomorrow. This entire ordeal has completely shattered everything we thought we knew. When sincerity is betrayed and kindness is slowly stripped away, does doing good even matter anymore? How can we possibly feel at peace teaching our children to be kind? How can we look them in the eye and tell them that honesty is always the best policy? We aren't asking for anyone to take sides. We are simply asking for a truth that can withstand scrutiny. This isn't just for him. It's for the flicker of goodness still left in our hearts, and for a cleaner, safer future for every child. Many netizens are speaking out, stating that Yu Menglong's tragic fall and the countless other injustices surfacing across society are the direct result of the Communist Party's corruption and incompetence. Some have gone as far as to say that it feels as though the heavens themselves are finally moving to dismantle the CCP. In their lifetime, these people hope to see Yu Menglong's spirit find peace through justice, watching as the demons who hurt him are cut down, one by the sword of retribution. To them, Yu Menglong's death has stripped away the mask, revealing the true nature of the CCP. They call it a satanic force, a red devil, a monster walking among men. There is also a profound sense of gratitude toward Yu Menglong. They believe that through his life and death, the public has been given a final chance to snap out of their trance and truly wake up. But just as this public fury and refusal to move on reached a boiling point with no official outlet for their grief, a scene emerged that was almost impossible to stomach. Recently, a whistleblower leaked information that Chen Song, one of the key suspects, was reportedly spotted by an eyewitness at a ginger duck restaurant in the Wanhua district of Taipei. The source provided a remarkably detailed description of his appearance. He was seen wearing a headband, sporting a pudding hairstyle dyed a reddish orange, and wearing black-rimmed glasses. He stands roughly 170 to 175 centimeters tall. According to the report, he was casually drinking and chatting with friends, eating heartily, and looking for all the world like a man, living a life of leisure completely free and without a care in the world. This leak has ignited a firestorm of debate online, and public opinion is sharply divided. Some netizens are calling for receipts, asking if there are any photos or recordings from the scene to back up the claim. Others, however, are skeptical, questioning if it was simply a case of mistaken identity, noting that someone's physical appearance can change over time and might not perfectly match previous descriptions. The suspicion surrounding Chen Qingsong isn't new. On the night of Yu Menglong's death, reports surfaced that he had been coerced into attending a dinner banquet with 17 people. Since Chen was named as one of those allegedly present, netizens have put him under a microscope, scrutinizing his every move. On the very day Yu Menglong passed away, he posted a cryptic two-word message on Weibo, "Deliciously eaten." Netizens were quick to flag the post as highly suspicious, with many speculating it was a coded signal, a mission accomplished of sorts, indicating that the job had been done. Chen Qingsong was quick to issue a rebuttal, firmly stating that the allegations were nothing more than baseless speculation. He categorically denied any involvement or connection whatsoever to the Yu Menglong case. The ripples from the Yu Menglong case have started to spread, drawing in other high-profile celebrities, most notably actress Chen Duling. Some netizens have even begun to voice their growing anxiety, fearing that she might be the next one in the crosshairs. On December 16, Chen Duling made her first public appearance since the controversy broke, attending the Anhui TV International Awards. She graced the red carpet in a stunning white floor-length gown. During her interview, she took a moment to discuss her latest drama, Yan Hui Shi. She described her character as someone who, no matter where they are or what they're up against, possesses the inner strength to keep growing and rising above it all. On the surface, everything seemed perfectly normal. However, behind the scenes, footage has sparked a fresh wave of speculation. Eagle-eyed netizens pointed out that her pace seemed sluggish, and she appeared to need physical support just to walk. This immediately shifted the spotlight back to the previous controversy surrounding the changes to her teeth, a detail that continues to be a major point of contention. After the event wrapped up, Chen Duling took to Weibo to share some highlights, including photos of her posing with fellow artists. To many, this seemed like the final word on the matter, a clear sign that the rumors swirling online had effectively collapsed under their own weight. Even so, some netizens managed to capture footage of her leaving the venue, noting that she looked visibly tense. She kept her head down and remained silent, a stark contrast to her earlier appearance. This has reignited whispers and dark speculation. Is she truly acting of her own free will, or is she being controlled behind the scenes? On top of that, eagle-eyed observers pointed out a masked man walking closely behind her, labeling him a person of interest. This has fueled theories that Chen Duling is being shadowed or kept under constant surveillance. Of course, none of these claims are backed by hard evidence or official confirmation. But this wave of speculation, this collective sense of unease and anxiety, actually points to something much deeper, the ripple effect of the Yu Menglong case, which remains shrouded in mystery. When a case is never truly resolved, people start seeing shadows behind every silence and every minor inconsistency. In the end, perhaps there is a question far more critical than speculating about the life of a celebrity, a question that has been met with nothing but silence from the very beginning. Why, after all this time, is the truth still being kept in the dark? To this day, there hasn't been a single explanation that actually addresses all the inconsistencies. On paper, this case might be closed, but for many of us, the story is far from over. And we won't stop searching for the truth, even though we know the path ahead won't be easy. If you're still watching this, maybe you're looking for the same thing I am.